In today's video, we take a look at a woman who called people broke for not paying the $2,500 bill, and this man who refused to pay the bill for this single mother's kids.
She brought all her kids on our date and want me to pay.
I ain't paying for your kids, man. This is crazy. I said, we gonna do a date. I called you, asked you to come on a date, and you talking about pay for your kids.
Yeah, package deal, baby. Pay for me.
When the tab comes back to $1,500 and people get rowdy because they are broke.
Chill out. Why are we arguing? We have money. Why are we arguing? This is weird.
I don't know the context of this one, but one thing I would say is that if she thinks that other people are broke for not paying that bill, then she should do everyone a favor and pay that entire bill out of her pocket and not make a video about it. How different is this woman compared to the woman speaking in this clip here?
How old are you?
23.
How long you been in your relationship?
4.5 years.
Has he proposed to you yet?
No, but I'm hoping he does soon.
What makes you so hopeful?
I feel like he really loves me, and I hope he does. Like, this is his sister. Yeah.
So being that you've been with your man for 4 years, how much do you expect him to spend on a wedding ring?
I don't want him to spend too much. I think he should spend like less than $2K.
I feel like the price of the jewelry isn't the price of the love. It's however much they can spend.
Yeah. I want something antique, something original.
Why not push for, the $10,000 ring or the $15,000 ring, the diamond star-studded one?
He doesn't have the salary for it. Plus, I'm just not a material person. I feel like if he loves me and just thinks of a ring of me, that's worth it. It doesn't matter the amount.
The fact that she has such a good bond with her boyfriend's sister, and that she is not looking to push him to buy her an expensive ring which he might not be able to afford, ticks most boxes for her to be an ideal wife. And then there is this girl here who ticks every box to stay single for her entire life.
What age do you want your guy to be?
So, 20 to 25.
20 to 25?
Yeah.
Married? Does it matter?
No, not married. There's no in between.
Minimum height?
We could do like 5'11", 5'10".
5'10"?
Yeah.
Obese?
No, he has to be fit.
Minimum income, like what's the least you can make?
500K.
Wait, what?
500K. Let's do like 200. Like the
200K?
Yeah.
200K.
500 is pushing it, right?
Alright, so your man falls in at 0.023%, so you're pretty delusional. You're not gonna find a guy like that.
I'm delusional. I'm living in a f***ing fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's lovely. That's lovely.
You gotta lower your standards a little bit.
But why is that?
Guys like that don't exist. Almost like a unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's lovely.
Up next.
So even after knowing that how delusional her standards are, and that she is living in a fantasy land, she is not willing to lower her expectations. And what if she gets a guy like that? What would she offer him apart from her body? The answer is nothing, and this is the reason why most good men have turned away from dating, as explained by this girl here.
Truth is that the good guys are done with dating. They would rather be single and have their peace than be in a relationship and not be treated correctly. They're done playing the games, okay? Them not texting them back, them giving them mixed signals, them opening up and sharing their feelings and then breaking up with them. They don't want to deal with that. They'd rather work a lot, go home, play some video games, watch a movie, and spend time with their dog or themselves, because dating out here is so hard.
As she said that men are valuing their peace of mind more than dating a toxic woman who would make their life a living hell, and when there are no more good men to date, the same women would start to date men who are even more toxic than them, as shown in this clip here.
Nah, I see how it is. Next time you leave me undelivered for over an hour, I'm gonna block you and I'm never gonna text you ever again. Since you're being like this with me, I'm gonna be like that with you, because I ain't never got this mad when you freaking left me undelivered. You're fake as bye. I'm just kidding, but you are fake, and it really shows how much you don't want to talk to me. So
I just wanted to talk about the fact that it's okay to sit down and miss the person sometimes, miss the connection you had. I think a lot of the times I try, and I think I'm really strong about what happened to me most of the time, and I think that I haven't cried about my ex in a long time, actually. But today, I just kind of sat down, and this is a holiday I probably would have spent with his family too, and it's okay to just like miss what you had sometimes. Like, I know that we try and tell ourselves like, well, you know, they weren't right for us, or maybe they were a bad person, or maybe they did this, or they did this to you. And like, while I think that's true, and like, I think that you can tell yourself that, I mean, that's like, I try and put on this really, sorry, this is very rambly, but I really did just pick up the camera and start talking. I think what I'm trying to say is that we tell ourselves, or at least I do, if I'm thinking about my ex, I typically am just like, nope, not gonna think about him. Like, we're detaching, you know what I mean? And that works the majority of the time. But sometimes you can just sit down and cry. You can sit down and let out your feelings. And I think people who don't ever cry about things, or people who don't ever let themselves think about it, like, we have to think about it. We have to feel the things, and that doesn't make you weak. Like,
Nope, it does not make you weak, but it sure as hell makes you look absolutely stupid, because if your ex was a bad person, then you won't be remembering him, and if he was a good guy, then you are absolutely foolish for divorcing him, and the reason you are crying is probably because he moved on with another woman who knew how to treat him right, and you are still stuck in that cycle, and hence crying about it.
Being vulnerable does not make you weak. I really hate when people say that. Because life is all about the human emotions and what we go through. You know what I mean? Like, that is literally life. And I just think that it's okay to just sit down and miss what you had. It's okay to, and that's not even me saying, oh, I miss my ex, I miss blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes I miss having a connection like that, where I felt like, oh, I had a person, right? And like, I had my person. I miss that for sure, but I think sometimes it's okay. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to sit. And I think a lot of the times we try and distract, or we try and fill with voids, or we try and move on to the next person. And some days it's okay to just sit, and it's okay to have a cry and get back out there in life.
Something really quickly. So whenever I figured out that my ex-husband was dating the girl that I was worried about at the end of our marriage, I was so sad at first. And then I realized how much stronger I am now than even I was 6 months ago, because that would have made me feel devastated for like weeks, I feel like. And I was really only sad for like a day or two. Like, yeah, it still hurts. It's disappointing and it hurts. But it's almost like the anticipation of what I thought was going to be my worst nightmare. Now that it like came true, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that says way more about him than it does me and our relationship. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that and share where my headspace is at and everything.